Hello and welcome to another episode of Salary Voodoo, the show right here on the MMA Engine channel, where I, your host Monk, aka the Monkmatician, pick three fights from the upcoming UFC card, in this case UFC Austin, happening January 18th, this Saturday. And we're going to take those three fights that are submitted by you guys in the comment section and break them down from a Salary Voodoo perspective. Now, what is Salary Voodoo? Well, it's a different way of lineup construction based on some information that's not readily available to the public, mostly very heavily probability based and GPP based. Not so much cash in this video, cash games, mostly GPP based probabilities. You know, how often do we make the optimal lineup at this salary? What's the weight class, blah, blah, blah. You just keep watching another 10, 15 minutes and you will get it. So without further ado, guys, I think that is all I have to say about anything. I always forget something. Oh, I know what I'm forgetting. Like the video, subscribe to the MMA Engine channel, but most importantly, I need you guys to comment what three fights you want me to break down next week. We don't know any of the salaries yet. We do know who's fighting, and that's what makes it fun. So if you could please leave a comment one or two fights below, and I will pick three of them to do next week on Salary Voodoo. It just makes it so much more fun. I don't want to just pick the fights. I need you, the community, picking the fights, helping me with this show. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First fight of the night that we are going to talk about for Salary Voodoo, $8,700 Kyle Daukaus against $7,500 Roman Dolidze, picked by Tom. Thank you so much, Tom, over in Lou Betya's neck of the woods, man. Really appreciate it. Middleweight fight, 185. Someone from a middleweight fight makes the optimal lineup 54.12% of the time. That is a fantastic salary, or fantastic percentage, I should say. In fact, it is the second highest after women's flyweight. As of now, this is fight number 2. Someone from that fight makes the optimal 51.61% of the time. Again, over 50%. That's just where you want to be. And the salary pair of 87 and 75, someone makes it from that pair 46.3 or 0.43% of the time. Now, let's start with Kyle Daukaus. 18 out of 55 times this salary has been used. It's made the optimal lineup for a percentage of 32.73, which is one of the highest, especially in this salary range. Win percentage of over 70.91%, fantastic. Makes the optimal in 43.59% of those wins. This is a fantastic number, especially for this salary range. Average DraftKings points per win for $8,700, 94.66. So not the highest, but every number on this chart pretty much for this salary is looking great. I mean, 18 out of 55 times. That is a fantastic number. Over on the Roman Dolidze side, 8 out of 57. So it's been used 2 more times than the 87 and has made the optimal 10 less times for a percentage of just 14.04. One of the lowest in this salary range for sure, and that is saying something. In fact, it's like the 3rd or 4th lowest on the out of all salaries. Has a win percentage of under 30, 29.82%, and it makes the optimal when it wins only 47.06% of the time. I know that's it sounds like it's high, but in that range, it is extremely low. The $7,200 salary makes it 75%. 73 makes it 62.5. This makes it 47.06. Average DraftKings points per win, 92.05. The $7,500 salary is not a great salary here. However, in this matchup, Roman Dolidze could get a ton of control time. He is a very strong individual, knows how to hold people against the cage, knows how to complete takedowns. If he can avoid getting submitted, I think he outcontrols Kyle Daukaus and can score very well. That said, Kyle Daukaus, all of his optimal numbers are fantastic, making this fight, Tom. Oh, shit. Do this every time. All of his numbers are fantastic, making this time, Tom, a Bernie. What is up with that? We got a Bernie for the $8,700 and $7,500 fight. Absolutely love this fight for GPP. I think if Kyle Daukaus wins, he will be able to score well. He will have had control time, possible finish, even submission finish over Dolidze would be huge. Meanwhile, if Dolidze wins, 7,500 could score or could make the optimal on 95 points. That would be fantastic. I'm expecting a lot of control time in this case and some takedowns here. So I do like this fight for DraftKings and the Salary Voodoo. backs me up, at least on one side. It's kind of my bias on the Dolidze side as to his path to victory. But I just think that if he does win, he's going to have a ton of control time and takedowns. Next fight, Kevin Holland. Look at that face. Kevin Holland, $8,900, $7,300 for Tim Means. This is a banger right here. Again, picked by Tom L. Thank you so much, Tom. You are the man. I absolutely love your contribution to the show. And I enjoy chatting with you on fight days, my guy. Let's get it. Someday I'll have to get out to the East Coast and hang out with you two crazy boys, you and Lou. Welterweight fight, 170, I should say. 43.96% of the time a welterweight fight happens, someone makes the optimal lineup. This is a very low percentage. Third lowest out of all weight classes. Fight number 12, as of this moment, 48.65%. That is just bad, because right around at 13 is 58%, and 11 is 57, 10 is 58, 12 is stuck in the middle at 48.65%. And the salary pair, just a bad number, 89 and 73, 44.90%. We do not like to see that. Let's start with the Tim Means side. Salary has been used 50 times, made the optimal lineup 11, for an optimal rate of 22% even. 7,300 has a win rate of 32%. Not terrible for that low of a salary. When it wins, it makes the optimal 62.5% of the time. This is where we start to get these big numbers and these lower salaries, where it's almost a guarantee if you win and you can score, over 80 points, you're going to make the optimal. So it just frees up so many other of those top scorers that it's easier to make it that way. Shifting, or actually, no, not yet. 93 points when it wins the $7,300 salary. So not bad for, a very low salary, a big underdog salary. It's not too bad. Let's shift over to the Kevin Holland $8,900 side. That salary's been used twice more, 52 times, but it's made the optimal just the same amount, 11 times. I mean, it's such a huge favorite salary compared to its $7,300 counterpart. You think, why isn't it making the optimal lineup? Only a 21.15% optimal rate, which is less than its $7,300 counterpart. 63.46% win rate, 30.30% of those wins it makes the optimal. This is a very low number, especially for this range. The $9,000 salary makes it 50% of the time when it wins. 8,700 makes it 43% of the time when it wins. We're stuck here at 30%. Even though we have a fantastic average DraftKings points per win number of 101.47, there are not many salaries that have over 100 average DraftKings points per win. I think it's about 5 to 7, and we are right there. So that's the only good number that I can see for this $8,900 salary. Even the win rate is lower than it should be. Every single one of its, $9,000, $8,700, $8,600 friends up there are over 70, and here we are at 63. Just a bad number. Tim Means, we already talked about that side. Yeah, I think you guys know where I'm going with this one. We got a jack here, frozen jack. I'm sorry, Tom, you're 1-1 with a blessed fight and a cursed fight. I just don't like any of those numbers that I just read off. I mean, let's just look at him again. Yep, that'll do it. These numbers are bad. So I don't like this fight for GPPs, according to the Salary Voodoo, but in real life, I kind of like it a little bit. So maybe I'll just mix those two together and just play a little bit under the field. I'll be sure to be checking out the ownerships. I might go a little higher on Means, honestly, if I see the ownership is low, and I'll probably be under the field on Kevin Holland. It's just a bit too much. Means is tough, man. Means is tough. That's all I got to say about that one. So the Salary Voodoo, frozen jack on this one. Third and final fight, guys. Don't go back and pause it. You just wait a second. Third fight, please be sure to like, subscribe to the channel. We're putting out the content. You guys are killing it. Just hit that 1,000 subs. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's me, Brady, Weezy, and Lou Betya. We are doing our best to put out content several times a day leading up to every single UFC event. So thank you guys so much. It feels amazing to have you all in the comments, in the live chats, and just hitting the subscribe button and sharing everything about MMA Engine. Oh yeah, and that thing called Twitter. You guys are awesome on that too for the most part. So thank you so much. Third and final fight of the night as we wrap this video up. $8,600 Albert Duraev, $7,600 from Joaquin Buckley, picked by Call It Friendo. Hey, Friendo. That's such a great movie, guys. After this video, go watch this video again. So as soon as this one's done, watch it again. Then go watch No Country for Old Men. I think it's on HBO Max. Use your mommy's password if you need to. Just a fantastic movie. Just go watch it. Middleweight fight, 185. 54.12% of the time someone makes that optimal from that fight. We've already seen the middleweight in the first fight of this video. Fight number 11 is this one is currently listed at 57.14%, a fantastic number there. And the salary pair of 86 and 7,600 makes the optimal lineup 59.32% of the time. That means one person from this fight makes the optimal at just under a 60% clip. Absolutely amazing. So great numbers there. In fact, one of the best salary pairs that you can play. Second best. Okay, third best as I'm looking. So very, very good. Let's start with Albert Duraev here. 58 times the 8,600 salary has been used. 21 times it has made the optimal. That is the second most out of any salary. In fact, the only one higher with 22 times is 7,700, and it's been used 2 more times than this one. So 36.21% optimal rate is one of the best that there is. In fact, fourth best, fourth highest. 70.69% win rate, and when it does win, it makes the optimal just under 50%, 48.78%, which is a fantastic number for a favorite salary, meaning not a dog salary. And when it does win, 8,600 averages 97.13 points per win. Fantastic. Joaquin Buckley on the other side, 7,600. That's been used 1 more time than its counterpart, 59 times. Has made the optimal an impressive amount of times, though, 14, but that is 7 less than its counterpart, giving it a rate, optimal rate rather, of 23.73%. A win rate of 30.51, which is decent, especially for that salary range. Actually, I take that back. This is where the 70 from 7,700. Here's the win percentages: 8,000, 51.85, 79, 49%, 7,800, 48%, 7,700, 51%. And then it drops off of a cliff, you guys. $7,600. 30%. So we dropped 21% between 77 and 76, and below 76 it's all 30s, 20s. So it absolutely, the win rate absolutely drops off of a cliff between 77 and Mr. Joaquin Buckley's salary 76. So that is just something to think about there. When it does win, it makes the optimal at an astounding 72.22% of the time. One of the better numbers on the card, and especially in that range. And when it does win, one of the best numbers of any salary, 107.15. I don't know where that number came from. There's no number like that in any of the other salaries around that range. It is fantastic. So guys, what else to say about this fight? Both sides have a great chance of making the optimal if they win. You know what that means, friendo. Call it friendo. Bernie, we got ourselves a Bernie. Maybe I should make Anton Chigurh, give him instead of Frozen Jack, because he's so scary. We got ourselves a Bernie, man. 2 out of 3 fights, we got a Bernie. I love this fight between Duraev and Buckley. I think the winner has a decent chance of making the optimal. This one should be super exciting. And that's all I got to say about that, guys. Let's recap the 3 fights. I don't have to scroll back through them. Check this shit out. UFC Austin recap. We got ourselves a Bernie between Kyle Daukaus and Roman Dolidze. We got ourselves a Frozen Jack, a cursed fight between Kevin Holland and Tim Means. I mean, look at that face from Kevin Holland. That is a mean-ass face. And then a blessed fight, Albert Duraev and Joaquin Buckley. 2 out of 3 blessed fights. That ain't so bad. So that's how Salary Voodoo looks for this week, guys. UFC Austin. Thank you so much for joining me. Please hit that like button, share this with a friend that plays in different tournaments than you, and subscribe to the MMA Engine channel. We're trying to hit that next milestone. You think we're just going to close down shop after 1,000 subs? Now we got to hit 1,500. We got to hit 2,000 subs. Thank you, guys. We really do appreciate it. And stick around. We have a ton more content coming up this week, all week long, from me, Weezy, Brady, and Lou Betya. Just tons of it coming at you. Be sure to check it out. Turn that bell on so you don't miss any of our stuff, because we have you covered everywhere for UFC Austin. So as usual, guys, I want all of you to enjoy the fight. So enjoy, and we will see you next time. Have a good one.